but we're good. So okay, we'll get it figured out. Okay, so I'm Kendra. So I'm going to talk to you guys about how much this little Velada business is going to cost you. And I've got a bucket going around, and so you guys can put like hundreds in it or write checks to Kendra Lewis. No, but seriously. Okay, so if you want a successful Velada business, it is going to cost you. And your biggest expense should really just be like your time. You need to invest a lot of your time into connecting with people, organizing, serving others, and building trust. And so you guys have that fancy little outline that Teresa made for us all. And there's like this little thing, and I came up with an acronym. It's called COST. So get the little, it's going to cost you. Hold on a second.
Does everybody have Kendra in their book?
It has like this little thing. So you have my outline, and then behind it you have this. You can fill in notes and stuff.
Oh, I already wrote that one.
Everybody got it? Okay. So, like I said, acronym COST, so it's connect, organize, serve, and trust. And so I'm going to like hit on all of those points, and you guys can take notes if you'd like to. But I just want to start out asking you, so like how many of you guys could earn incentive trips, you know, take trips with your family, earn an income and all of that off of selling to just the people that you know? Okay, so like, oh, you can? Okay, that's what I thought. So like, none of you can. So that's why connecting is so important. You have to connect with people. That's what network marketing is based on. And what's really awesome about it is it's not just about the people that you know, but it's about the people that they know, and the people that they know, and the people that they know. And so you really need to build a connection with those people so that you can, you know, expand outside of just the people that you know, because you cannot earn incentive trips and make a living off of selling to just the people that you know. So that's why connection is really important. And one of the most prominent ways that people connect with people these days is through social media. And you have to really be careful about how you're doing it. You don't want to saturate them, but you also want to be consistent. And you want to be careful about what you say. And one of the things, I don't remember where I got this quote from, it might be Zig Ziglar or Bob Burg or somebody, but people do business with and refer people to those people that they know, like, and trust. So in your time connecting with people, you need to make sure that they get to know you, they like you, and they begin to trust you. And so how do you do that? Well, I'm going to try to hit on some of that, but for social media. So something I do to make sure that I'm not overdoing it, but I'm also staying consistent, is I use Hootsuite, and that's written down in there so you guys can Google it and find it later. But what I do is I sit down one day a week, and I schedule all of my social media posting across Facebook and Twitter and all of that. And I even do it for like my team group, so like my whole downline, I can schedule to post into my team group just to kind of like, okay, I want to do like a challenge for them this week, or I want to tell them something, you know. I schedule all of my posting once a week. And so what that does is, like I said, make sure it doesn't saturate people, and it makes sure that I'm staying consistent with it. And it also saves me a ton of time because I'm sitting down and I'm doing it one day a week, and I'm doing it all, I'm done. I'm not messing around on social media the rest of the time. And then another way that we connect with people that I think is really important for your Velada business especially is videos. So do videos, because people don't really know what all of this is, and they don't know how to use it. And if you can't get them at a party, you can do a video and they can kind of see what you're doing and how it works and all of that. And I've actually had an online order. I did a Velada video last fall, and it was just my son and I, and we were screwing around on the raclette, and we weren't doing anything fancy. And I put this video on YouTube, and I monetized it, which is just a thing where you upload it to YouTube, you check the button, and it monetizes it with ads. And somebody from Utah that I had never met in my life actually ordered from my PWS, and I think it was because of that Velada video. So, and I emailed the person and thanked them and asked them, how'd you find it? And they said, oh, I just found you on the internet. Well, okay, that's how they found me. So I think videos is important, but a lot of people get afraid, I think. And you just need to like Teresa was saying earlier about that monkey on your shoulder. Well, you know what? Just slap it off your shoulder, because you're always gonna criticize yourself on how you look, how you sound, all of these things. You just need to do the video and do it, because people aren't looking at you and judging you the way you think they are. It's unfortunate what happened to Teresa, but that's like one stupid person. But mostly people are trying to connect with your personality, and a lot of people love Teresa's videos. I'm sure you've all seen them because she has such an awesome personality. And so if you just, be you in front of the video, just get it started, plan what you want to show. Like, okay, I want to show people how to use the Raclette. Well, plan what you're going to show, kind of plan what you're going to say, so you're not saying every other word. And then just set your computer up or your camera up, prop your phone up against something, and then go over there and look at it and say, oh, okay, well, yeah, I can see this area, okay, and then just record and get started. Just take the first step and get started. And don't criticize yourself about what you look like or how you sound. Just get it posted and get it going. And I mean, it really doesn't matter at all. It doesn't matter if you're fat, skinny, pale, pink, or purple. If you have a face, you can make a video. So just slap that monkey off your shoulder and make your videos. And then I'm gonna give you like some tips. Like I said, plan what you need to say, and then prop your phone up, take it, and then like I said, with the monetizing with ads on YouTube, it's just as simple as uploading it to YouTube. You can kind of edit it on there. You click the button, and there's like these little tags. You guys can figure it out. And if you can't, Google how do I make a YouTube video, and you'll be able to find a YouTube video that you can watch of how to make a YouTube video. So,
Or several YouTube videos.
Yes, several. So, I mean, but the most important thing about the videos is you can connect with your audience, and you can reach an audience that maybe you couldn't have reached before. So like you said, Julie, about you're trying to get out of state, you could do that. Like the people that you can't get out of a Velada party, maybe you could do a video of yourself doing a little Velada party, and then like open up a Facebook party and put that video in there, and it's like, okay, everybody's watching me demo this on my online Facebook party, and then that can go with people out of state or whatever, and I mean, you could really expand your business that way. And then one of the biggest things is consistency. A couple people have said that, like it doesn't matter what you do as long as you're doing it consistently. So I think Jason Harwood said that a couple years ago, that they found whenever they were doing their numbers and stuff that it didn't matter what every different consultant did. It just mattered how consistent they were with it. That's how they succeeded in it. And then one of the other most important ways that I connect with my customers is through follow-up. So that is the biggest thing right there. And I have a system. I got it from another consultant. It's been years ago. I don't know who it was I got it from. But I'm going to show you kind of how to do that. And Teresa, I might need your help. And this binder fell apart on me earlier, so half of it is like on the floor. But so I use this binder, okay, and it has two sides. And so this is how I do my follow-up. Oh, and I'm going into the organized, so we're on the O now. So organized. This is getting organized, and it's not always easy to get organized at first, and you cannot sit around and wait on a perfect system. You just have to do it, because if you're waiting for the perfect system, it doesn't exist. You're going to wait your whole life. So just do something, take the first step. So what I do is I use this January through December method. And there's these sheets that I'm going to upload to the Springfield page, so everybody will have access to this, and there's a video and everything, so you can have more in-depth explaining of this. I've got a really good video. But this is a sheet. It says December, so there's one for every month of the year. And I have this over here tabbed. So I have January through December tabbed, and behind like each one is notebook paper. And I'm keeping track of different things. Like, so here's some follow-up. So let's just say, for instance, I have a host who has a party in May. I want to, whenever they have that party, I typically I keep their orders in here, and then whenever I sort the party and deliver the party, I follow up a week later and call them after it's been delivered and say, hey, I just wanted to make sure you got your party and that you're liking everything okay, that kind of thing. I do a week follow-up, but then I do a 3-month follow-up. And so they had their party in May, so I go June, July, August. I'm sitting here with their order forms in hand, and I'm flipping to my August one. And then I'm going to write down the name and phone number of every person on the order forms that I have in front of me, so that I remember whenever August comes, I'm here, I'm in August, I'm going to follow up with those people, and then I can flip back and see all their orders and everything. But basically what I do, so people give me orders, okay? Orders go in this thing until they get ordered. Whenever they get ordered, they go over to this other side. And then whenever the order comes in, I tear them off and I pack it and I get ready to deliver it, and then the white copies go behind the customer information sheets. Customer information sheets are also going to be uploaded with this thing, but they're also in the workstation. Customer information sheets have like their name and everything and order history and stuff like that, and I think that's all I need that for. But basically what I'm doing is I'm putting in their customer information. I'm like, okay, so-and-so ordered Raclette. So whenever I call her in 3 months to follow up, of course I'm going to call everybody like a week after it's delivered to make sure they got their stuff, because you just never know these days. And it also looks really good. And you never know, in a week after they've got their stuff from the host, they might already be ready for something new. So it's another opportunity to sell them something. But in 3 months when I call, hey, how do you like your eclat? Have you used it much? Maybe they need ideas of how to use it in something. And so that's a time whenever you get on the phone. But to make any of this work, first of all, you have to make sure you're using those order forms that Cynthia gives us. Like, you can't write the orders on pieces of paper and just call it good. You need to use an order form. Every customer needs to get an order form. And then you need to keep those order forms. And you need to make sure on those order forms you're getting their name and their phone number. Otherwise, none of this would work. So you need to get that system figured out for your follow-up. And then also, something else I do to stay organized. Something that I've heard a lot of people talk about just on the way here even. I've heard people talk about time management and stuff like that. And so I want to share with you guys something that I have done in like the last month. I have I've deleted the Facebook app off of my cell phone. I've deleted my Twitter app off of my cell phone. I have stopped watching TV. I have not watched TV in a month. No, nothing. And I cannot even express to you how remarkable it has been in my life. Like, I have got so much more stuff done just by deleting that. And what I'm doing is I am checking my email and my Facebook once a day. Just once a day. I'm getting on, I'm checking my messages, I'm checking anything I'm tagged in, any of my notifications, I'm checking my team group, and I'm not sitting there and reading the news feed. And I don't feel like I'm missing a lot. Like, my family, like, oh, did you see I posted this on Facebook? No, I didn't. I deleted the app. Oh, well, I'll tell you about it. Okay, you can still talk to people. You can still find out what's going on in life without spending hours of your day reading that news feed. And I just found out that those apps on my phone are draining me. And I work hard all day long, and I feel like I got nothing accomplished because I didn't. My focus is so split. Like, I did this here, and I stopped here to do this for a minute, and I did this here. And you got to stop that. You've got to stop splitting your focuses. You've got to delete the distractions. So figure out what is distracting you in your life, what is taking up your time, and delete it. So deleting that app off my phone, I'm still running my business, and I do a ton of business through Facebook. I have really great Facebook parties. I've had like a $600 Facebook party before, and I have people who do Facebook parties for me on a regular basis. And I get people who have recruited through Facebook and all these things, but I'm using that Hootsuite to make sure I'm still marketing on Facebook, and I'm checking it once a day, and I'm still maintaining my Facebook business, but killing the distractions. And so something else I do is every night before I go to bed, I get a notebook, okay? You can get a spiral notebook at Walmart, okay? Everybody should have one. I get a notebook, and I sit down, and I think about the things that I need to do the next day. And I make an ordered list, okay? And it's really hard to do, but once you get it going, you can really maintain it. I think it was Brian Tracy said that it takes about a month to develop a new habit. And so you could think about like all the areas in your life that you struggle with, punctuality, time management, all these different areas that you would want to improve in your life, and you could take 1 month for the whole year and pick 12 qualities that you would like to improve and spend 1 month on those for the whole year, and you, in a year's time, you would be a whole different person. Like, it would completely change your life. But what I do is I sit down, and every night before I go to bed, one of the things I'm working on right now is making an ordered list of things that are important. And whenever I wake up in the morning, the first thing on my list, I do it all the way. I do not sit there and pick up my phone and, oh, after I check my Facebook, I'll do this, or hold on, I was in the middle of doing this and my phone made a bing, and so I have to go check it right away. No, you do it all the way through and you cross it off your list. And actually, I was reading a thing a few weeks ago, and this is kind of, it's been a little bit longer than that because this is what triggered it, is I read a thing where those dings, the stimuli from our phones and stuff, all those dings and stuff, it releases dopamine in our brain. And dopamine is what cocaine addicts, that's what makes them get addicted. And so I'm like, are you kidding me right now? Like, I am doing cocaine every time my phone dings. Do it. And so that was it. I'd had it. And then the TV thing is spurred because I figured out, like, our family loves our TV shows. And every evening we sit down, we cook our food, and we sit down on the couch in front of the TV, and we eat our food. And my 7-year-old, he will not start eating until the TV's on. And I was like, Matthew, honey, start eating. And he goes, well, I'm waiting for you to turn the show on. He wouldn't eat until I turned I'm like, this is gonna stop. We gotta change something here. I'm addicted to cocaine. My son, he won't eat without, he won't eat without the TV on. So I'm like, this is it. This is it. We're gonna spend a month. We're gonna spend 30 days here, and we are gonna shut off the TV, and we are gonna delete the distractions out of our lives. And every time that phone rings, I'm not going to get up and run to it. I'm going to continue the task that I'm doing. And then when the task is done, then I will go and check my phone or whatever I need to do. So that's something that I just want to encourage you guys. I've heard just so many people just on the way here talk about their time management problems. And so that wasn't in my thing, but I thought I would share it because I have just been doing this the last month and it's changed everything for me. So got off on a little tangent there off of my outline. But I hope you guys could use something out of that. And then the other thing we're going to move on to serve here. And so serving, so giving more than you take, that's what this entire company has been built on. And you guys have heard that over and over. And what I think is really awesome is we get the opportunity to serve others through our businesses. And with Velada, we get to serve them the best thing of all. So we get to serve food and we get to help other people serve food. And for a lot of people, I was talking to Teresa whenever it was, and like food is her love language. And that is true for a lot of people. Like people show love by serving food. And so whenever you're doing this, like you are doing so much more than just selling a product and getting a paycheck and earning a trip or whatever it is you're doing. You're serving people, showing them that you love them. And I don't know, it's just a really awesome thing, I feel like. And I think it's important to keep that in mind whenever we're doing these. And something else I do to serve people is I like to impress my customers and just go above and beyond what they thought. So back to the basics, you know, when you get your order in, bag it up, make it look pretty, so the thank you card in there, that kind of stuff. And then also, like, I tell my people, when they say, how long does it take? I say 2 weeks, always. Because I want to impress them by having it to them earlier than what I said. So that's something else I do. And then I also use my business a lot to give back. So I have done bake sales where I've made a lot of things and donated those to bake sales. And so that's always fun to do. And then also I just had a fundraiser, and it ended up being a $600 Velada fundraiser, so it's not very much, but it was more than what I had before, and I was able to donate, 25% of my commission to a college. They were doing this fundraiser, and it was through Velada. And it's really sad that I'm going to say this out loud. One of the ladies ordered a $300 knife set, and that was half the fundraiser. But still, and these people are going to like it, and they might come back to me. So that's something just to serve. Okay, and then let's move into the trust. So T for trust, I said it before, and I'm going to say it again because it's super important. People do business with and refer people to those people that they know, like, and trust. And so in the little short time that you have in your interactions with people and your chance to connect with them, you have to make them feel like they know you, like you, and trust you. You just have to. And so I'm going to use an example at like a party. So we're at a home party, and it's your job. You're the consultant. This is your job. You're at the home party. So what do you do when you're at your home party? Are you walking in and you're setting up your stuff and you're minding your own business, and your host is letting people in the door and you're not talking to them, and they're sitting there and they're talking, and then all of a sudden it's 2 o'clock and the party starts, and you're like, then you get up there and you're like, oh, hello, I'm Kendra, you're introducing yourself, but this whole time these people have been sitting in this room with you, and you've just been setting up your party over here, and you haven't said a word to them because you've been waiting for the party to start before you start talking to them. That is so fake. Don't do that. Like, you need to be getting to know these people as they're walking in the door. So you're setting up your stuff. People are going to walk in, or maybe you're already set up. As people walk in, you need to answer the door. So talk to your host. I tell my host, I know you've probably got a lot of things going on right now. Hosting parties is sometimes kind of hectic. So I am going to answer the door for you, and I'll let your guests in if that's okay with you. And then so I answer the door, and hi, I'm Kendra, I'm the consultant, and talk to them as they come in. And get to know them, meet them, talk to them about, where'd you come from? How far did you have to travel far to get here? Whatever you want to talk to them about, talk to them and get to know each guest before your party starts. That way, when you stand up to talk, they don't think there's just some person standing up there talking to them, trying to sell them something. They already feel like they know you, which means they might like you. And they're going to begin to trust you because you have already built a connection with them before you stood up to do your little party thing. So I recommend doing that. It's just a great way to, because at a party you have 2 hours to get them to know you, like you, and trust you. And so you really need to start the moment people start walking in the door. And then the biggest thing is, I have heard people tell me that customers have told me that they've done parties with different consultants before, not necessarily Cincy or Velada, different companies all together, where their consultant is sitting over there in their corner on their cell phone. What? what? You can't do that. No, this is your job. Oh my goodness, if I went to a restaurant and the waitress was over there on her cell phone while I'm trying to give her my order, I would be up and out of there. Like, no, this is your business. Put your phone away. If you're gonna use it to like add stuff up or look something up at the party, you need to let your people know that, because it's rude if you are on your phone and this is your job. You're supposed to be at work and you're on your phone. That's awful. So don't do that. And you know, just really try to have meaningful conversations with people. I like try to keep something somewhere, a notebook with a pen and paper. And whenever I'm talking to people, I will try to jot down notes about them somewhere. That way, at the end, I can pull back my customer information sheets on them and write down notes about them, because there's places for notes about them on here. Oh, so-and-so is having a baby shower in 2 months or something. You know, just something where you can connect with them. I don't know if you guys have ever watched Melissa Grotz's video that she does with her customer service and how she like puts it in her phone, the last thing they talked about. That way when they call them, she can act like she remembers something about them. Well, I do that too, only I just do it like this, written. So you can, there's a million different ways to do it. There's no right or wrong way, just do something. And then another thing is, I think you should kind of come a little bit prepared and knowledgeable about your products. If you don't know everything, I don't feel like you should have to memorize everything. But if you don't know, you know, just be prepared of what you're going to say when somebody asks you, what are the knives made of? What are you going to say? You're going to say, you know what, I don't know exactly. They're ceramic, they cut awesome, but I can find out for you if you really want to know. You know, be prepared of what you're going to say whenever people ask you a question that you don't know the answer to. That way you can kind of, it makes you feel better. So people aren't going to think that you look dumb. But I mean, all of these actions I feel like will allow people to really feel like they get to know you, like you, and trust you. And I don't know, that's just my whole connect thing.
Yay.
Awesome.